Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making one of the simplest casseroles ever, and that is a hash brown casserole. There are probably 100 different ways to make a hash brown casserole, but I'm going to show you my way, and of course I think it's the best, but I'll let you decide on that. Now I'm starting with 2 pounds of frozen hash browns. Now, I let these thaw in the refrigerator overnight. If you don't have that much time, leave them on the counter for a little while, up to an hour, before you're ready to cook them and get the chill off of them. They cook a lot more evenly and better when they're not frozen solid. Now, this is a 2 pound bag, and it's going right into my bowl. Now, before I start adding my other ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and season these potatoes because I want the seasoning to penetrate the potato and not necessarily the sauce. Now, I'm adding a little bit of salt, a couple of pinches, I would say maybe a teaspoon or a little bit more. It's up to you. And I'm also adding some cayenne pepper. And I thought I was going to measure this, but I'm just going to sprinkle it on. I'm making this for some good friends of ours. They're what we call our Alabama friends. That's why I'm wearing my Alabama sweatshirt today in honor of Kenny. He just got out of the hospital. He had a little surgery. And so I'm making this meal for he and his wife, and he requested oven cooked ribs. Those are in the oven now, baked beans, and I thought that this hash brown casserole would be a perfect side dish for those ribs. Now I'm stirring this, and I just want to make sure that that seasoning gets all through the potatoes. And next, I'm adding some chives. You can also add green onions in this. That's perfect. And y'all, I'm not even going to get out my knife. I am just going to give these a quick chop with my cooking shears. These are a fabulous friend in the kitchen. So those of you that haven't really developed your knife skills, don't be alarmed. Even if you don't have cooking shears, just wash a good sharp pair of scissors and let those become your cooking shears. Now again, I'm going to stir. Now for the good stuff. I've got 1.5 cups of sour cream. And also a can of cream of chicken soup. This is such a great combination. So good. And if that wasn't enough, let's finish it off with some melted butter. This is a whole stick of salted melted butter. And I'm going to stir this together. Doesn't that look good? Now I've got some colby-jack cheese. You can also use a sharp cheddar in this. They're both delicious. Really, you can just add your cheese of choice. Whatever it is that you like or you have on hand, then use it. And I'm reserving a little bit of this cheese for the top of our casserole as well, but I want some of that good cheese to melt inside these potatoes. There we go. As easy as that. Now, since I am taking this to them, I do not want them to have to wash dishes. So this is going into an 8x8 casserole dish. Another good addition for this would be some garlic, whether it be powdered or fresh. Always delicious in potatoes. Now, I'm saving this back because I've also got a slab of ribs in the oven for my husband and I for dinner. So I'll put that little bit extra in another pan, and we'll be having that for dinner. Now I want to spread this out and I want to give it a little taste just to make sure that it doesn't need any more seasoning. Really, really good. Potatoes always need a little bit of salt, but the cheese, the sour cream, even the cream of chicken soup did its job in this. And I'm going to add a little bit more cheese on top. That was about 1.5 cups of cheese. Now, you can top this casserole with some breadcrumbs. Panko crumbs are delicious on this, but I told you, this is the way that I like it. And I have some good old Lay's potato chips. What tops a potato casserole better than potatoes? So I'm just going to crush these up right in the bag. There we go. These were just some chips that I had in the cupboard, and I would say this was a good half of a bag, which will be the equivalent of about 2 cups. I'm going to put those right over the top and spread them all out. And again, this is going to add a little bit more saltiness, which is so good. Now let me get a pan for this. There we go. I have Susan and Kenny's casserole, and then I have mine and Jimmy's casserole. This will fit perfectly into your 8x8 using the entire recipe. It'll just fill it up a little bit more. Now these are going to go into a 350-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes. I just want to make sure that these potato chips are nice and golden brown and that it's hot and bubbly all the way through. I'll see you back here when this is done. Ours is ready, and I can tell you I'm ready for it. Susan and Kenny's is finishing in the oven. I'm gonna let theirs cook for about 10 more minutes. Y'all, this smells so good. I have got ribs, baked beans, and these potatoes, and my kitchen is smelling really, really good right now. I want to give this time to relax a little bit and those juices just redistribute through this casserole. It is going to be so, so good. Susan and Kenny's has finished cooking, and doesn't this look beautiful? If you think that those potato chips are crispy right out of the bag, just wait until you taste them on top of this casserole. They are so, so good. Now, do you hear that crunch? And do you hear that weed eater over there? Y'all, this is my kitchen, and my next door neighbors are having their yard done. Seems like I always time that just right. Ooh. Now look at this. And let's see how we did. Oh, y'all. This is delicious. Oh my goodness. Forget macaroni and cheese. This trumps the mac and cheese. I'm telling you, this is so, so good. You can't tell we used frozen hash browns. These potatoes taste like I spent an hour peeling them and chopping them. They are so, so good. I know Susan and Kenny are gonna love it. You're a blessing to me. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you try this recipe. Football season is right around the corner, and this is a perfect tailgating recipe. Press that like button, share it with your friends, and you know I'm gonna say it, roll tide roll. See you next time.